And your next comic from Optum Health, give it up for Ann Ryder.
Hey y'all, everybody having a good time? All right, me too. So I'm pretty new to Washington State, okay? I moved here from Phoenix, where it can get to be 120 degrees on a summer day. In the shade, yes. Another former Phoenician. So we had a name for those people who tried to walk barefoot on the sidewalk in the summer. Jalapeno poppers. When I got to Washington, I looked around and I thought, everything is so awe-inspiring and oversized. Mount Rainier, Puget Sound, the parking lot on I-5. Speaking of traffic jams, for some reason, I get completely enraged when I'm driving in traffic. I shout, I swear, I gesture. I keep the windows rolled up. I'm not stupid. I don't want to get shot. But apparently I have this new mental disorder called vehicular Tourette's. I was really clumsy as a child. My mom used to tell people that I tripped over the painted lines in the parking lot. It was true. So I'm lying face down in the parking lot, which is like a griddle because, of course, it's summertime. And I'm thinking to myself, I sure am glad I spent all those childhood weekends in dance class. No broken bones, but my face looks like a waffle. And as clumsy as I was, high school was a challenge too. Imagine trying out for the cheerleading squad when all the voices are telling me I can't do it. And those were just the coaches. So, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce to you my memory. But this is just my short-term memory. This is my long-term memory. Why didn't I think of that before? For much of my life, I saw things that other people didn't see. I didn't talk about it very much because I know they would have just told me I was hallucinating, and also because I couldn't disclose my connection to the CIA. Remember Gina's friend Charlie? You like Gina's friend Charlie? So I grew up in a very religious household, and I knew the scriptures pretty well. So when I saw Charlie, my first thought was John the Baptist, right? You remember the story, right? Salome did a seductive dance for the king. So the king granted her anything she wanted, and she got his head on a platter. Frankly, I would have asked for the other half. I had a pretty bad drug problem. I was a heroin addict for almost a decade. But I was a stupid junkie. I'd sleep with someone in exchange for drugs, and I would end up paying for the drugs myself. And buying them for him, too. But seriously, heroin took me places I never thought I'd go. The streets, jail, the alley behind the Dunkin' Donuts where I met my connection. As of tomorrow, I will have been clean and sober for 29 years. Thank you. And that's allowed me to do things that I never in my wildest dreams thought I would be able to do. I finished graduate school. I started my own business. I became a political agitator. Who would have thought the CIA would let me do that? So once I got clean and sober, I started getting mental health services. You know, counseling, case management, and drugs, but not the good drugs. Why is it that the drugs we like are all illegal and the ones they force us to take make us feel like crap? And since when do psychiatrists start prescribing Dulcolax? I got pretty freaked out when I got my first psychiatric diagnosis. You don't expect that from your hairstylist. I really don't like the language of mental health services. I think it's pretty confusing. They told me I was schizoaffective. Okay? It's a good thing I didn't tell them about the CIA, or I would be schizo-ineffective. Then they said I was borderline. I said, borderline what? Is that like sort of? Sort of sexy? Sort of smart? Sort of outrageous? My psychiatrist said, no, entirely obnoxious. So they set up an exploratory committee to help me run for governor. Of New Jersey. They told me I needed socialization. I didn't realize that meant going to the dog park. And they made me wear a leash. I thought they were going a little bit too far when they put on the flea collar. And they kept following me around with those little plastic bags. At some point, they said I was really high functioning. Apparently, this means I can fix my own meals, pay my bills, and escape from 4-point restraint in under 3 minutes. So I've been living on my own for some time now. I tried dating. I even tried online dating. The first person I dated turned out to be a stalker. But it turned out okay because I had just moved, so she stalked my tenant. Now I live with these 2 enormous furballs, big Maine Coon cats, my 18-pound kitten, Ferris Mueller, is a combination perpetual motion and furniture destruction machine. So I bought him this special pheromone collar to help calm him down. So now I'm clean and sober and my cats are on drugs. Thanks everyone, you've been great.
Yes, Ann Ryder from Optum.